Just texting Gary, guys. I'll be with you. You never know. You might come in. Never know. He does sometimes. Right, where's my chat? Where am I? Where am I? Okay, go to my own channel. There we go. And, well, hey, here we go. Let's see who we got. Becky. Oh, let's go back to the start. Wow. Hang on a minute. It doesn't really want to. Claptrap. I don't know if you're still awake, but hello. Me. Diana. Hello. Good morning. Manjit. Good to see you. Haven't seen you for a long time. Working and lurking. Tracy. Hello. And Angela and Pauline. Hi. I just packed your last order, Pauline, and I've got something to tell you. Hi, Joanne and Sylvia. And did I say Becky? If not, I'm saying Becky again. Oh, yeah, I said it first, didn't I? And, oh, heck, hang on. Where was I? Goodness knows now. Oh, there we are. Mariana. And hello to everybody in the chat, she says. Good morning from Michelle and Brett from Adelaide. Good day. And Patty and Julie. I think I got everyone. If not, oops, hello to you. Sorry, but I'm sure I did. So it's really weird. Normally, I can see myself when I talk. It's like I'm talking to myself, I know, but I'm not usually. But I can't see anything except the back of a phone. So that's weird. And yeah, I can't get used to it. What I maybe need to do is set the other one up so it's forward facing, and then I can see myself and I don't feel like I'm sitting there on my own, even though I normally sit here looking at myself. Well, we all talk to ourselves, don't we? Tumbleweed. And maybe we do, maybe we don't. I do. It's the only time I get a sensible conversation sometimes. So got my cup of tea. All's right with the world. Brought some whips to show you. Got a little bit of happy mail. So first of all, Pauline, are you there? Are you listening to me? I packed your order and I got your email, and I know I only had 4 in stock of the Flutterby in the lemon, and I know you were saying you're not sure if it would be enough. Well, I did keep one out of the inventory because I was going to use it for myself. What it was, I was making all these things, you know, like booties, mittens and hats and stuff like that. And I kept one back in case I wanted to make the hat that matched the set. So I'll give it to you anyway. So put it in your order as a little freebie. You've got an extra ball of the lemon just in case you need it for your project. So that's what I needed to tell you. It wasn't anything bad. It wasn't anything bad. So you've got another one coming just to make sure. Oh, I've been busy. I have. I've been washing up. Doesn't sound much, does it? Packing orders. Did a whip along. Well, I like to call them crochet buddies. I'm never alone. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Joanne. I shouldn't really look there because you get just to look at the side of my face, which, you know, is not the greatest. I like to look at people when I'm talking to them. That's fine. You're welcome. You're more than welcome. It was only, I kept it aside in case I wanted to make the other tutorial, but I think I did enough chunky hats for babies. Didn't really need to do another one, so that's fine. My tea's too hot. I do have a little bit of water, and I got one of these. Not going to advertise it unless they're prepared to send me loads. Then otherwise, no. You know, just saying. But I love that stuff. It's strawberry and cream flavour. It is gorgeous. It reminds me of those sweets that were around in the 80s, and I keep mentioning this, and 90s. Do you remember what sweets I mean, all you guys from the UK? You probably had them all over the world, but they were in a tube, and they were like boiled sweets in a tube. I think they were wrapped, and they were gorgeous. And they had strawberry and cream flavour, orange and cream flavour. I loved that orange and cream flavour. And they were fantastic. They got me through work. Wasn't much that could, but at least every now and then you just get this burst of gorgeous flavour and it made the day go quicker. Finished decorating, just having a very good autumn clean. I need to do that. I need to do that, Tracy, because then I might find those blessed keys that I still haven't found. But I had a bit of a mishap yesterday, or noticed it anyway. Now, we had a lava lamp, and it was Gary's, really, but he didn't really have space for it in. He wasn't using it, so I thought, I'll use that, because it's not mega bright when you want to put a light on, maybe to get up to go to the loo or something. Or you've always got the phone light, I know, but that's quite bright. So I thought, this lava lamp be perfect. Well, it leaked all over my bedside cabinet, and it had been there like leaking for quite some time until I noticed it. And so I cleaned it up, and there is like the back corner of the unit has blown where it has sunk in. So it's got a light blue tinge and it's slightly blown. Well, I do have two of them. I only used one. The other one is in the corner of the room with clothes in it because they're quite big and full. So I thought I'm just going to switch them over. I'll do that. I'll switch them over, and then I can use that one. And that one could being in the corner. No one's going to see that. No one's going to see it anyway. Not that many get invited into my bedroom. Just saying. So no one's going to really see it, but nobody will see it ever if I stiff it over there in the corner and put a lamp on it. So but it leaked everywhere. Big rhubarb and custard lover. Yeah, that. They are nice, but these sweets, I don't know what they were called now. It bugs me. And they were mega popular, then suddenly they were gone. It's just like, wow, why would they be gone? They were just extremely popular. You wouldn't think they'd ever die out. But they were lovely. They were. Do you know, like the cherry blobs? I used to love those as well. But they're nothing like them, obviously. These were strawberry and cream flavour and orange and cream flavour, and they were like little round sweets, and they had a kind of dimple in the middle. Like they don't. Does anybody remember them? Did I hallucinate the whole thing? No, I didn't hallucinate. But if you hallucinate, can you imagine hallucinating about sweets? I just hallucinated the candy. No, I didn't hallucinate. It was real. It was a real meal. Seriously. It was. Just kidding myself. Okay. What have I been busy on? Well, I did my square. I had a mare, an absolute mare with the other one, and I flung it. I won't show it to you because it's flung it down there, actually. I'm not going to show it to you because it was awful. Oh, you had them in Lifesavers. You vaguely remember them, Joanne. Oh, they were gorgeous. Anyway, this is my square. And it's called a puff flower because in the middle is the puff, and then it's made a flower, and then it's just a granny. And this was the one I did on the tutorial. So it's slightly different, but it's the same yarn. It's the Poundland yarn. Loving the Poundland yarn. It's the only one that I really do love. But whenever I see it in, I just grab it because whatever tutorial you make looks fantastic with it. Just got to say. I do have some in my shop and the yarn bundles for guys across the pond who love it. Well, anyone could buy it, but yeah, the Lifesavers. We didn't have them called that. Were they like a taffy or a hard candy? A hard candy. Kerry, welcome. I have some happy mail from Kerry today, and it's over here. I've got some happy mail to show you. There's a couple of things. So it's one of them. And Kerry made something for me. I'm so happy about it. Right, just bear with me a sec. Right, this is one of mine. This is some happy mail that I took out the bag because it was knackered. And this arrived from Kerry, and she said to me that she was going to make me a doily, and here it is. Look at that. Isn't it lovely? And one day I joined Kerry's live and she was actually working on this, and now it's all the way across this pond, and here it is, and I love it. Thank you very much. I absolutely love it. There wasn't a little note or anything in there. She was very, very frugal with her words, this Kerry, but yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I absolutely love it. And we quite often, I have one that I wasn't a doily, but I made a placemat with some cotton, and it wasn't very sturdy, and I drape it over our fruit bowl. So this would be perfect in that sort of thing. Isn't it gorgeous? Yeah, Sylvia, it was the Campino, and they did have a dimple. Oh, yeah, it was them. Where have they gone? They were fantastic. But isn't it beautiful? Look at the edging. Isn't that lovely? So clever. Thank you very much. Nobody's ever really made anything like that. I've got it the wrong way around. No, that was the right way around. No one's really made anything like this for me before. I did have Julie, who I haven't seen for a little while. She's had a few things going on. But Julie did make me some mandalas and put them on a hoop. And they're in the Yarn of Anne window. But yeah, isn't it gorgeous? Isn't it just? Look at that edging. So pretty. I love it. Thank you very much. So nice of you. And I'm really hot now. Hang on a minute, guys. I've got to find the fan. Aircon is on. It's going to get worse when I drink tea. Hi, Sil. I'm so glad you remembered what they were. It was, when did you post it? It was fast. When did you send it? Sometimes the mail can be, and we've had a bank holiday without any mail. So it's because I've got my hair down. Perhaps I should like tie it back. It won't be so hot. Hope this doesn't put people off. Hi, it's blue. It is. You know, I do love the blue. I nearly sang then, dabba dee dabba die. But it's a good job I didn't. It is, isn't it? She does make doilies. She makes lots of things. She does live streams, Kerry. And she makes stuff while she's chatting. I can do that. But I also like to talk to you guys. So I feel like if I'm making stuff, I might be concentrating on something. It's good to like make stuff where you don't have to concentrate. Sorry about that, guys. I'm really hot. Where's my chat gone? Hi, Diane. Wow. Hang on a minute. Sylvia, have you gifted a membership? Thank you so much. Oh, you're so kind. That is so nice of you. Yeah, it is lovely. It is really beautiful. I love it. I do. I'm going to show Gary when he gets in. He'll be like, wow. Why don't you make stuff like that? That's what he normally says to me whenever I show him somebody else's thing. Why don't you make that? Look at this chicken. Why don't you make things like that? Look at this llama. Why don't you make things like that? Because they make them. I don't. I make something else. That's what I say. Where am I? MJ got it. Oh, well, that's cool. Well done, MJ. You're now a member of my gang. You're going to be in my gang. Oh, why am I so hot? I've got aircon going. I've also got a dehumidifier running, and that belches out a little bit of warmth. So I figured to put the aircon on, it would counteract the warmth. Yeah. I do have to, in this room at the back here, it's not damp, but I want to make sure it doesn't get damp, because it used to be quite some time ago. What's that, MJ? Humid. It is very humid, and it's horrible. I hate humidity. I always feel if it's going to be humid, it should at least have the decency to be hot, you know, but not when it's just murky and a bit bleh and humid. That is not on. It's really not on. So, where's my happy mail? This is from somebody who doesn't want me to say who it is and doesn't want me to read the card. So I won't. But she sent me some yarn and it is gorgeous. And I've had some of this before. And she did say, you had this before and you recently used it and I thought you might like more. So it is Yarn Bee. Oh, this band has come off. Soft and sleek. Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek. It's beautifully soft and beautifully sleek. So it's quite aptly named. I'll put that one down and I'll get another one that doesn't have a dodgy yarn brand. And this, well, it's only where it's been in the bag. And I have 2 colours in it. And these are the 2 colours that I had before. So I can make something quite nice with these purple and mauves. So I've got 2 of those and 2 of those. Very nice. Hi, Deborah. Welcome in. See it popped up. So let me tell you, I'll show you the rest in a minute. Uh-oh. Now I stuffed my neck light behind the computer earlier. And that was a mistake. Just never mind. Let's tell you about Yarn Bee. I don't know where Yarn Bee comes from. I should do because I went to the States and I went shopping. And but I can't remember. So this is it says use a 5mm needle, a 6 hook. Oh heck, you know what's missing, don't you? Glasses. Might be able to see better with these. There we go. Was toying with the idea of having my eyes lasered again. It's low pill as well. This trying to get to find Purple Haze, this one. And it's not telling me. Is it a chunky? You guys who know this stuff, is it a chunky? Because it doesn't say. Is it a chunky? Usually there's a little symbol that says it. It don't say. If it does, I'm missing it. This but the purple one, that's Purple Haze. This one is what? This one is purple. No haze, just purple. And it's Yarn Bee. Oh, Hobby Lobby. Did any of you tell me you did? Hobby Lobby. Yeah, because it said it from Hobby Lobby. So I got 4 of that. Well, 2 of each. And then I got some cotton yarn, which is similar to one that I did buy while I was away. Let me just put that there a minute. And I also got this, which you know I keep saying. Oh, what is this? This is actually not what I thought it was. This is Lion Brand Landscapes. Look at those colours. Isn't that beautiful? Now, that reminds me a lot, actually, of Boho Spirit, but it's thicker. It's definitely thicker. And I have 3 of those. Aren't they gorgeous? That one's getting a bit undressed. Let's put it back so it doesn't get any more unruly. Put it back in this little bag. The outer bag was a bit, so I took it out. It had not fared the travelling at all well. But this is it. Isn't it beautiful? Hello, Jennifer. Welcome in. Don't forget the thummy, guys. The Halloween bags are brilliant. Well, they are. I mean, nearly finished. I haven't got that many left. But I just thought they were cute. A few cute bits and bobs in. Okay. So then I got this cotton. And this is called Dishy. Worsted weight. Dishy by Knit Picks. I think I got some of this before. Did Rose send me some of this? I think Rose sent me some of this in my. If I have, it's out in the yarn band. I might have 4 of these now. I'm sure she sent me this. If she's here, she will tell us. I'm not sure if she can make it. She's across the pond. So I will put that in the bag. Let's put this all in the bag. You know what it's like when you get things out of the bag? I'll put them back in. But I had to take them out of the actual packaging. And it's seen better days. So we put that over there. That's that. And I've got my other Happy Mail. So I think I'm fine with Happy Mail now. Oh, where's my fan? Like a lady. Actually, wrong way round. That's better. like a lady. You like my hair? Oh, I don't know. It looks a bit fluffy. A bit fluffy today. I always feel that when it's a bit fluffy. Do you know when I first started straightening my hair, it was like, you look just like your sister. And I thought, no, I don't. How we all do that, don't we? Like, no, I don't. I don't like her. Just saying. Just because she's got long hair. Oh, we've got some more peeps. Let's have a look. So, no, I've gone too far again. Wow, lots of chat happened while I was busy. So yeah, MJ got the gift. So well done to you. And there we are. It was humid. That's where I got up to last. So Deborah, hello. Welcome in. And Deb Morgana. Just got your Halloween mystery bag and you're so happy with it. That's brilliant news. You know, when you send out a mystery bag, a mystery box, you always think, are they going to like it? I hope they like it. And when I first started doing it, when I first started doing hobby box, I was every order I posted off, I was terrified that people wouldn't like it. And then gradually people were just like, I love this, I love this. It makes you think, oh, well, you know, it's yarn. What's not to like, really? But, you know, trying to get it right sometimes is it's a stress, but I like it. I've got used to it now. Hit the like button, please, if you haven't. Thank you very much. It's in the small box. What is? Jennifer says hello. And Karen, hello, welcome in. And Teresa Burke Davis. It's 7:25 in Mexico. In Mexico. Welcome. Yeah, my hair looks very fluffy, I think. It's about 11 p.m. in Adelaide. So, wow, it's just amazing to me. It always is. Hello from across the pond in East Coast, USA. And that's Helen. Hello, Helen. Welcome. Don't forget the thummy. It always amazes me how I sit here in this little corner, and it is a corner, of the Isle of Sheppey, which is a very small island off the coast of southeast England. And I've got someone in here from Mexico and someone from Australia, a few people from the US. It's just like, wow, isn't it amazing? It always never ceases to bowl me over that. So I don't know what all that rock spit stuff is there. What is that? Cheers. I'm going to have a slurp of my tea. It's getting cold. It is definitely getting cold. It's 9:31 a.m. in Manchester, New Hampshire. Not our Manchester. Not up to north in Manchester, but a lot further away. I was watching something on TV last night and it was from Norwich, USA. So, whoa. It was, you know, you hear of some names all the time that you know are the same. Because obviously when people left the UK and they went out to the US and they had to name a place, they wanted something that sounded familiar or somewhere they loved or a piece of home. So a lot of it got called the same thing. But, you know, when you say, like, oh, look, Norwich. And they actually said Norwich, not Norwich, which I always thought they would say. Norwich. Because sometimes, you know, people do pronounce our place names wrong because we do pronounce things weirdly from how they're spelled. Hang on, lost my chat. So 9:30 on your phone in Eastern USA. And it's 2:32 p.m. in Melbourne, UK. It is here too, because we don't have a different time zone. We're only tiny. One time zone does all. Although, sometimes when you look out the window, you can look out of one window and it's dark, and you look out the other window and it's not yet. But I guess that's the same everywhere. When the dark, have you seen that though? And you're looking, oh, it's got dark, hasn't it? Oh, it's not over there. And that's really strange. It was raining in the back garden, but it wasn't in the front. So I was exactly where it stopped. And that's weird. you know. But, you know, when you kind of go along and you suddenly, there's snow, but there wasn't snow over there, that's freaks me out a little bit. But it has to stop somewhere, doesn't it? So, Becky's from Indiana. You're a Norfolk girl. UK. UK, Norfolk. Yeah, I come from London. I come from a place, it's right near Tottenham. It's called Edmonton. And there's one in Canada that's a darn sight nicer than the one that I come from. But yeah. It's funny that all those place names from here that are somewhere else, like Hollywood, for instance, are a lot nicer than the original. It's kind of strange, but it's true. Not all of them, obviously. Some are not. Cheers. Some places in the UK are lovely. Mostly not here. It's not too bad here, to be honest. I didn't like it much when I was young. When I was very young, I loved it. And my mum and dad decided that London was getting too rough, so we're going to move here, and I was going to not have all that roughness to grow up with. So then we moved here, and it was fine because it was a holiday place, and back then it was a pretty decent holiday place. But when we moved here, suddenly it stopped becoming a holiday place. It became a place that you went to school, and that had no buses in the winter because it's a holiday place and it shuts, you know. So I kind of fell out of love with it big style back then, especially when all your friends go to the school disco, but you can't go because you don't have a bus and your dad's not a taxi, which he liked to remind me of. It took me once. And after that, it was like, I'm not a cab, you know, I'm not a taxi cab. It's like, no, they'd moan a lot less. Just saying. Cheers. He got a bit to the age where he didn't like driving at night anyway, so he wasn't about to do it. I've got a twitchy eye. It's been driving me mad this last few days. Lived lots of places all over the UK and spent from the age of 10 to 13 on the island of something. Skopelos, is that? Probably not pronounced like that. In Greece. Wow. Lovely. I've only lived London and here. I haven't really lived anywhere else. Hi, Samantha. Welcome in. Samantha Stewart. Don't forget the pummies. As another Sam always says, they're free. Not much is these days, is it? But they are. I haven't seen her for a long time. She don't pop up on my feed so much anymore. It is pronounced like that. I know Greek names can be a little flopalobalos, can't they, really? Flopalobalos. Yeah, it's a bit fluffy. Right. Try and, what's the word? Calm it down. So what have you guys been up to? Have you been up to anything? I've been crocheting. I'm doing this. Well, actually, I've got something else. You know, bags. I made these bags. Remember these? I've got this one, which was one of my Granny Square, Year of Granny Square bag. And then I made this one, which was another Year of Granny Square bag. This one. Well, I've got these like little bag catches. And I didn't do one in the beginning because the one I had quite long, I'm going to call them thorns. I know they're not thorns, but the way they fitted on, you push them through, like when you get those things like treasury tags or whatever they were, and you push them through and then you pull them out to the side. That's how it was. And that's not good. But these ones you sew on. Can you see the holes? So you just sew one on one side, one on the other, and then it would just be like a magnetic clasp. So I was thinking of putting one in there like that, so it would be closed and not gaping, and doing the same on this. Now I might get some of these for my shop because so many that you get are the other ones that I mentioned. You know what I mean? Where you get and you push it in and you move the sharp bits to the side and then your lining covers it. Well, if you don't have lining, and the only thing with this one is it's kind of got these holes, so I don't have an area to sew that onto. I'd have to make like a little patch there to put it on either side. But split pins, that's the one. Well done, you. Well done. Let's catch up with the chat. Where were we? Do you line your crochet bags? Well, I didn't line this one. This was the last one I did, where it was like a solid granny square, and then I made it, and I didn't line this one. But I did line this one, and I lined each square, and then I sewed the squares together. And being cotton, there's no gaps. So I figured the easiest way, you can make this with a big, long rectangle. And then you just fold one up that way and one up the other way and sew them. So that you could just line a big rectangle and then make the bag. Whereas I did this with 1, 2, 3 granny squares. And I just lined each square with a dark blue pillowcase because I didn't need it anymore, and I figured it would save me on material. So there's no holes, nothing could poke out, but that one would be good to have a clasp. And I keep saying that I'm going to use this bag, and when I go out I always forget, so it just stays in the house waiting for its day in the sun. You line your crochet bags? I do sometimes. I didn't like that one. I didn't line, but it's not that I can't line it. I could just cut the shapes and line it. It wouldn't be a problem. And I've got a sewing machine which has never seen the light of day. Norfolk people call babies born in Norfolk, UK, Norfolk dumplings. Your girl is not a dumpling. Norfolk dumplings. Well, it's not one like no. Well, it started that. See, I had a really nice rainbow one. And I was going to use that, but I can't find it anywhere, so I didn't use it. But this is another thing that I've been working on. This was another one of my granny squares. And so I decided to do it as a tutorial for a blanket. And I've been working on this. This would be good for anything. This is like good for a baby, for an adult, for like, you know, strollers or cot blanket, or even just boggy creek blanket, whatever you want to make. So I did the square. I did a blanket a long while ago as well for a baby, but I perfect it every time I do them. Every time I make something, it kind of gets a bit perfected from the last time. So that's what I've been working on today. And that's going to fall down. Of course it is. I also have this, which I have two sections like this of. I'll put it closer. You can see it's that one. And I have some around the edge, little ones around the edge that I've got to do and make something with this. But I don't know how many I'm going to need, but I need to get a wriggle on with that. And that's kind of all I've been working on, apart from the squares. Did I show you my squares? I don't know where I put them. Where I put them? They've just disappeared on me. Oh, and I made this scarf, and this is a scarf that I did. I did it when I very first started YouTube, and I did it with King Cole Glitz, baby glitz actually. But this one I made with this yarn, which was I got it on the Yarn Quest recently when I went to the range, and I made the Devanti. So that was this yarn, and people ask me if I stock this yarn in my shop. Well, I don't stock the yarn itself, but when I do high street mystery bags, then this can obviously go in those bags. Sometimes it goes in. I don't know what I've done with my granny squares. I've lost them. I think I showed you at the beginning anyway, so no problem. But this is a very small scarf. You can make this as long as you like, but I don't like long scarves. I like scarves to be that long. I'll show you. This is how I do my scarves. I only ever make them so they wrap over just once like that. And then when I put my coat on, I don't have acres of scarf to try and accommodate inside my coat, making it even bigger and tighter and making me look fatter, and my boobs look even bigger. So I'd just rather have a nice little one, either that or an infinity scarf. But I do like this bit covered, so that's why I like a scarf that will just finish here, really, because it keeps this bit warm without bulking. I can't stand the bulk. That's the thing that just puts me off using one. Let's go back a little way and finish this tea. Ew, that's cold now. You've done pillowcases before. But yeah, I've got fat quarters. The only thing wrong with fat quarters for me is I'd have to buy 2 or 3 different, like if I buy, they tend to be like 4 different things in a pack. Hi Gwen, welcome in. Don't forget the thumbie. So yeah, they tend to be like 4 different fat quarters in a pack. So to get the same one, you've got to buy another one identical. And if you wanted more than 2, then you've got to buy another one and have tons and tons of fat quarters. Whereas if they just did one color in 4, that would be fine. But otherwise, you've got your front and your back of your bag a different lining, or you've got to have lots of different fat quarters. But yeah, I don't mind fat quarters. Just find them a bit small. So they're not always big enough to do the whole thing, but with one of them. You love my purple blanket. That'll be up soon as a single tutorial on its own. You're crocheting another doily out of thread. Oops. Your doilies are beautiful. Same with scarves. Yeah, I cover the chest and that's it. Remember when those big long things were in, like Doctor Who scarf? That's my worst nightmare. But there are people who just put them on the outside of their coat, aren't there? What's the point of that? They just blow about. Don't get it. I'm all for like things being neat, not blowing around. Where am I up to? It is pretty, isn't it? I mean, I was surprised with that yarn. Lisa, hello. Yeah, I was really surprised that was that good when it what was that? Mostly only doing a dotty cow or chickens, trying to get full cleaning done. Cleaning. I've got to do that room. I've got to find those keys. So I am going to blitz it. I am. The last thing I needed to do this week, filming wise, apart from ongoing stuff, is a live and a whip along. And I did both of those today. So I've done my square and I've done lots of other bits and pieces. Tomorrow, I'm going to sit down and batch record giveaways again, because I did that before. That's why every one of them was wearing the same t-shirt. But luckily, they're at opposite ends of the week, so you don't really get to see it as such. But I'm going to do that again. I'm going to do that tomorrow, hopefully, because I was going to go to the doctor's and have a blood test, but I can't be in 2 places at once, and I need to be here for the postman. So I cancelled it. And to be honest, I don't feel like I really need that appointment now, but I will do it. I will rebook it and have that blood test. It's the very last thing that I need blood tests for, and that's the B12. Hopefully I won't have a low B12, because apparently if you have to have B12 injections, they're really not very nice. And, you know, who needs that, really? Well, hang on. It all went a bit quick then. Okay. Oh, okay. Not talking to me. It's not that you're not talking to me. It just wasn't aimed at me. You've got the bag now for cleaning. Getting new sofas. Oh, is that Bug? Yeah, Bug. Sorry, not the bag. I thought, what bag? Bug. What's black and white and red all over? Sunburnt zebra crossing? It might be something else. A A sunburnt penguin. My son will like that joke. He loves penguins. A newspaper. Red all over. There could be so many things. Anyway, I'm going to get comfy. Oh, it's easier said than done on this chair. I've got my drink. I've got my goblet. If I want to use my what goblet. I've got my fan somewhere. Fan, lady, like a lady. Got my fan and my goblet. Or I just drink it out of the can. Like, be uncouth. Be a bit uncouth. Oh, so there we are. This is beautiful. I absolutely love this stuff. Seriously. Oh, yummy. I shouldn't really drink fizzy, but you know, it's not meant to be good for you, is it? But then again, nothing is good for you. They'll come up with something that's in our water soon that's not good for you. Nothing is good for you. Oi, Lisa, I am a lady. I'm a lady. Cheeky. Cheeky Mo. Okay, I must stop doing that because I have this habit of going, Gary. Gary. And I don't think he really realizes. I go, Gary. And I have to stop it because I kind of get stuck on it. Bless him. We met a young boy called Gary the other day. It's a bit, you know, I reckon that the name Gary is dying out. It wouldn't be you if you weren't cheeky. That's true. Yeah, they reckon it's going to be dead. Well, I met a boy called Gary and he was only a kid. And when I said to her, oh, you called him Gary? She said, yeah, don't want it to go extinct. But yeah, he'll come back, Gary. No doubt. You've got a cherry cola. I love that too. I love cherry. Donna, hi. Almost missed you completely. I'm okay. How are you? It's good to see you. I've been showing some happy mail. I'll show you again because this is lovely. I won't show you everything, but this is what Kerry made. Isn't it beautiful? Look at the edge. Isn't it gorgeous? So good. So good. And I also had some yarn from someone who wanted to remain anonymous. So I won't mention who, but it's very nice. Only fools and horses, Gary. 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 Funnily enough, there's this garage not far from where I used to live. And I got very friendly with the owner. It used to be his dad's garage. So his name's Daryl. Although the garage's name is not Daryl Patrick's, it's Dave Patrick's because it was his dad. So anyway, we were in there and there was a big uproar. He kept calling this guy Gary. And because he was a real cheeky person, kept calling him Gary. And at the end of it, he went, you probably don't understand that. I went, yes, I do. Gary. And so every time I went in there, I'd go, hello, Gary. And he'd go, Gary. So yeah, it's the Gary gang. How friendly are we talking? Not that friendly. He's very friendly. He's a very nice guy. And he was just the kind of garage that did your electrics. So there was a time when I had a car that was, it was a lovely car. Loved that car so much. It was a Peugeot 307 cc. So it was a convertible and it was one with the roof went in the boot. It was a beautiful car. I loved it. It was black. It was me, that car. Really loved it. Anyway, the air conditioning broke and I had it regassed. Didn't work. I took it into him and he said, it's really hard to get at this. You know, you have to take the engine out and everything else. And it's a really bad design for it. And it costs hundreds. The part itself doesn't, but it costs hundreds because of the labor intensive job. So I thought, oh, I just have to have the window open or the roof off, just suffer. So one day he called me and he went, there's a kit. They brought out a kit for your car. Bring it in. Cost me £20 get my air conditioning done. It's just he remembered. And that was so good that, otherwise I would have carried on driving around stifling because I don't like being hot at all, as you well know. And yeah, it was a lovely guy, really nice. And he always did my jobs for me, and he never overcharged. And he would always, there was a time, same car, because it had the roof came off and went in the boot, everything was like a sealed unit. And one of the lights was the sealed unit. And I had a bulb, I had water getting in it or something. Anyway, he said, you can't really just swap a bulb out on these. You've got to get the whole unit. And it was £400. I was like, what? And he went, I know. He said, but if you can get one off eBay, I'll stick it in for you. I said, oh, okay. So I bought one that was much cheaper from eBay. And he put it in for 20 quid. £20. No one would do that. And he said, it's just a case of slotting it in it and clearing the computer down at work. He was on that job for a whole day because it wouldn't work, it wouldn't clear down, and he still only charged me 20 quid. And I said, well, you've had all this problem here. Nah, it should have been just a simple job. So yeah, very, very nice man. Very nice man. I'm so hot. Starter button needs a poke. Pardon? We had a car once, a long while ago. It cut out and broke down. And as luck would have it, we'd just joined the RAC, I think we had. And we were on our way to our holiday. It was all packed out and the kids in it and everything else. And this truck turns up and he said, oh, hang on, you've got a Ford. He said, I know what's wrong with this. And he just went donk and it worked. And he said, it's a sticky starter. They always do it. And in the same car, another time broke down and they came out and they said, because it was trying to start, and they just undid the distributor cap and wiped it, put it back, and it worked. He said it builds up moisture in there. Every now and then just clean it out. And you took that to a garage and it charged you a fortune. Silly, really. Just little tricks that certain cars have. Kay, hi. Welcome in. He is a great mechanic. He's a really nice person. So, yeah, the ones that don't rip you off, they're all lovely. I'm going to have a blast of the fan. I used to have a desk fan in here, but it started to smell. Hang on. It started to stink, in fact. So, and the stupid thing is it was a Dyson, so you think it would be a good fan. And it started to smell like damp. And I couldn't get it apart to take the filter out. So it's in the living room. It was in the living room for ages. Now Gary's moved it into the conservatory. And all I need to do is get it open and get a new filter for it. And it'll be a perfect fan again. But yeah, you need one that won't rip you off. Yeah, it's great when you find someone who's good. But the trouble is he's not a mechanic. He can do anything, but he only chooses to work on electrics. So, if you have got anything mechanical, he won't go anywhere near it. You keep our vehicles new to avoid repairs. Used to. I used to have always had fairly new cars. As soon as it got to 3 years old and needed MOTs, I would chop it in for another one every time. It hasn't broken down. It's just smelly. Just need to change filter on it, really. Oh, it's smelly. So, where was I? What was I talking about? I can't remember. 48 months, Kerry. Wow. 48 months. Oh, yeah, new cars. Yeah, I used to always have a new car. And I used to be one of those people who loved shopping for a car. Now, I'll run that thing until it falls to pieces. I ain't interested in a new car. And it's weird how you change, isn't it? Because it used to matter to me what reg it was, and how if I had a newer one, and it was always now 3 years old, and I was start having MOTs about getting another car. I had a good job, mind, but now it's like I'm not spending money on a car. I'd rather buy yarn. You know what I mean? Priorities and all that. And also, how much cars cost to run? It just such an expense, you know. And my car insurance is due any day now, really, within the next week or so. Gary's has just been done, and when they sent the renewal, they said, "Oh, it's gone down." I thought that's weird. You don't normally get that, do you? Normally it goes up. So then now mine has gone down, and Gary said, "Why are they going down?" And I said, "Well, you know, a little while ago, after we had all of the lockdowns and everything, car parts were hard to come by, and it was really hard, especially if you wanted a new car. The waiting list was ages, and older cars were worth more because they were more sought after." And I said, maybe that's now settled down and they've just gone down. I'm not looking a gift horse in the mouth. So but Gary pays mine. I pay his for some reason. Bit weird, but I think it just works out that way. Your husband buys things for you. You're a stay-at-home mum. I used to be a stay-at-home mum. That was my best job. I loved that. I hated having to work. I wasn't a career-minded person, and I don't mind admitting it. I hated work, absolutely hated it, and resented it. Resented the time it took me away from home. I just hated work. I was designed to be rich, so I didn't have to. I was designed that way, but it never happened. It's just like, what? Where's my lottery win? You know, I didn't want to work. I really did not want to work. But there were times in my life when I did, and I had jobs, and the time that I was the happiest in work was I worked for the ambulance service, and at first we needed my income, really. I suppose we didn't need it, but it was good to have it. And then there come a time in life where everything I earned was just surplus. So, you know, if I wanted to, I could go and buy a holiday that month, or go and buy whatever that month. It was surplus. And then we did this. And now that particular time, I didn't mind working, because at any point, if I ever felt like it, I could just say, "Oh, stuff this for a lark, come off, bye." Because I could do that. I was happy in that job. And then we moved house. We needed my income, and I felt trapped, and I hated the job, and you know, and you always knew that you had to bite your tongue. You couldn't just walk if you didn't like it. And suddenly I hated the job, and it was only because, you know, when you feel like you can walk in that job, you don't need it. That is such a good feeling. And then I went and ruined it by moving house. Shouldn't have done it. But there you go. Beer money and caviar dreams. That's good. That's a good way of it. But no, I was always, you're a stay-at-home butt sitter. Yarn over car, absolutely priority straight. See, I'm not wrong. Is that, hello, Kim? Is that you coming in? I'm not sure if you've been in, but hello. Don't forget the thummy. We adopted our granddaughter when she was 52. I left work at 54. I don't tell you how old I am now. You'll be 55, of course. Oh, I've got something flashed up. And funnily enough, it's a flash. So, yeah, I just wasn't. You can't work due to disability. I would have pretended to have one if I'd thought of it. You know, no, seriously, that's naughty of me to say. But to be honest with you, I'm just a lazy cow that would much rather be at home. And the stupid thing is, you know, I always had a busy life, whether I was at home or at work. If I was, when you're at home, you just think, how did I ever find the time to work? But it's not now. I mean, I still work. I work at Hobby Rocks, and I work at this, and you know, I am working. I work a lot, and probably more than when I was at work, to be honest, because you clock off and you come home and you just sit and do what you want. But I'm always on the go. And Gary says, you know, I suppose you're going to go back to work now in the evening. And I go, it won't be long. I just got to go and do this. But you can do things at your own pace. And that's what I like. And when you do it for yourself, you enjoy it so much more, you know. I used to have a time when I worked for myself. For 3 years, I had a party plan business and I did it for myself. And I loved it. The worst thing I ever did was going back to proper work, proper paid work. It was awful, you know. Just hated bosses. They were always way more stupid than they should have been. And I wasn't prepared to do their job, but they couldn't do it either. I got flashed. Sisters from another mother, born to be rich. Not got there. It's true. I was just destined. You know, when you see these people, right? They win a massive lottery win and it ruins their life. I could show them how to do it. I really could. I don't understand that. There's some people shouldn't have money, I suppose, but I always say that money doesn't buy you love, it just buys you a better class of misery, that's for sure. But I don't know. How money can make you miserable, I would just, no way. I did watch this program once, though, and they were talking about the idle rich, not just rich people, but those sort of people that are so rich, it does ruin their life because suddenly they're targets. They're targets to have the kids abducted. They're targets wherever they go. And they have to have security, and they've got a very small kind of world. And I could get that, you know. But then again, could you not just lie about your wealth? You know, you don't have to live like that, do you? Because like Keanu Reeves is a rich guy who lives in a very simple way. And if he wants to walk down the street and drink in a pub with the locals, he does it. He doesn't let it bother him. And it works, you know. Do you have to live the way that they... I mean, I'm talking about people like the Khashoggis, you know, and people have got so much money, it makes them with a bullseye on their backs. So, yeah, there is, you know, I'd just pretend I didn't have that amount of money. You don't have to let the world know, do you? Cheers, guys. You'll have to sort of let me know how long I've been on, because not that I'm in a hurry to get off. I can talk for longer, but I do have to get dinner on at some point. Well, I say dinner on. I'm not sure. It won't take that long. I'd like to have a chance to find out if it would ruin you. Me too. It wouldn't ruin me. Money can really burn a hole in my pocket, big time. Do you know what I really would love, though? I'd love to have a boat. And I've always wanted a boat. And it's not that, to be honest, I couldn't afford a boat at some point in my life. There's been times when I could have just gone and got a boat. Not like a luxury yacht, but just a boat. And I lived by the sea, so it could have gone out and learned the rules of the sea. I just love that. I really would. Love to have a boat. Shipping tariff costs are already buggering up your Etsy. What shipping tariff costs? I've never had a tariff. You know, I've got hobbybox.co.uk and people buy from all over the world and I don't pay any tariffs. So I don't understand what you mean. The only tariffs that people would pay you know, if you're in the US, the only sort of people that are getting tariffed seem to be Temu. I think they were given an ultimatum some time ago by Trump that if you don't sell to an American owner, you're going to get hit by tariffs. So I think that's why. But no other company, only if I was selling steel abroad, would I get tariffs or something like that. What size of boat? Not massive. I just want to be able to, so it would sleep a couple of people. Maybe like one of the kids, if you take a kid with you, you know, just a sort of like a couple of cabins. Nothing gigantic, no. But on the other hand, I don't just want some little tiny fishing boat or I'd love a speedboat though, but nice little cruiser, like a little cabin cruiser, maybe smaller type. I don't know. I just want a boat, really. My mum and dad had a boat for a little while in the garden. Supposed to be doing it up, and he never did. And I used to look at it and think, "Oh, Dad, can you just do the boat?" I'd go out. But I think, I'd love to have a boat. Gary doesn't like the water very much. Just did 2 boat trips, and we've got cruises, so he's not that much of a wimp when it comes to water. It's like he'll go on it, but he hates to look at water at night when it's black. He doesn't like it, and he's not the strongest of swimmers. When Gary swims, he's like a frantic dog. He's like, he's very frantic when he swims, but he does get there. And so, yeah, he's not the strongest swimmer, but he can swim in a fashion. But yeah, I'd like to have boat. And plus, he would like to go sea fishing. We have talked about when we was on holiday in Gran Canaria, we was going to join the sea fishing, things like that. But yeah, I don't think there's much chance of me getting a boat now. Really, I should have got one years ago when I wanted to tow it and stuff like that. I don't anymore. When your children were at home, still we kept a boat for entertainment, skiing. Yeah, that's the sort of thing. We've got places where they put jet skis in the water up near where the bridge is, and slopes for putting your boat in the water at quite a few places on this island. Should do it. Should do it, really. But, I can't see it happening now. Your dad had one. Your mother made him get rid of it. Yeah, my mum made him. Jeff, get rid of that thing or I'm going to grow flowers in it, was her exact words. Because, if anything stayed still for very long, she filled it with earth and grew flowers in it. You now have to declare your package and country of origin and pay tariff. Wool warehouse, etc. have suspended mailing to USA. Well, I will find that out later, but I don't believe that I've not paid any tariffs. You love water, but like Gaz, more of a floater and walker than a swimmer. I have to go. Okay, thank you for coming, and thanks so much for the doily. I really love it. Thank you very much. Oh, really? Well, I guess I'll be finding this out a bit later on. We'll see. So, how long have I been talking, guys? Can you anybody tell me? Is it going to tell me on here? Oh, look. I don't even think I've got all messages showing. Or maybe I have. Well, it starts on the 31st. Hello, Kimberly. Welcome. So, well, I guess I'll find out when I go on there. Oh, really? Okay. Cheers, guys. We'll have to look into that, won't we? So, yeah. Anybody tell me how long I've been yakking for? I don't know how long. Does it tell me on there? Used to, didn't it? Used to say you've been on X amount of time. Oh, 1 hour ago. So I've been obviously an hour. I nearly shut that down. So come on then. What are you all making? Are you making something wonderful at the moment? 63 minutes. Not a bad guess of an hour then. You emailed me. I'll have to have a look. I've been so busy. We had the funeral. Gary's auntie was 100 years old. Auntie Nina, she was a lovely, lovely woman. Flowers. You're making flowers. Wow. What for? Just an arrangement? Oh, I don't know, Karen. I'm not sure. Over an hour. Only just. You're making plushies for one of your nieces. Oh, Gary keeps on at me to make plushes. I'll make toys, make plushes. And I just don't, I don't know at the moment. I just don't seem to get the time. A corner to corner Darth Vader. I have an idea for something for Gary. Velvet sunflowers. Making a subscriber squares blanket. Sophie's dream blanket. You want to start an Etsy shop. Okay. Wow. A squeeze me blanket. They are lovely. I love the squeeze me. I think I like the squeeze me better than the flutterby, to be honest with you. I think so. The colours are amazing. Although, having said that, flutterby brought out some new colours. There's a rival to rival them. They have. So, yeah, I was going to make something with squeeze me. You just reminded me. Purple blanket. Like it. Purple blanket. Purple's such a lovely colour. Would you get, if you were a young mum now, would you use purple for a boy? Just a bit of a see who would and who wouldn't. You're not familiar with squeeze me? It's a bit like, it's a chenille yarn. It's Stylecraft. I do sell it. No is the first answer. So purple for boy or purple not? Good morning, Joyce. From Costa Rica, working on some blankets, tablecloth and rugs. Used a loopy stuff into bath mats and a scatter rug. So yeah, sorry, I'm a bit hot. I will stop it this instant. Purple yes for a boy. So we've got one yes and one no. The reason I ask is that a dark purple yes. I had when I was shopping, there was a little boy's outfit and it had some purple on it. And I remember Charlotte saying, I'm not going to get that. It's got purple on it. I went, well, why? What's wrong with purple? And she said, I can put purple on a boy. And I went, why? Purple's not a girl's colour. You know, girls have got pink. They can't have them all. What's wrong with purple for a boy? So I couldn't understand it. But see the dark purple again and purple, yes. Yeah. Funny though, isn't it? See, I would, to me, that purple blanket that I've made, I'd put that over a baby boy. It's weird, really, that we associate colours with a sex of child, isn't it? Because, you know, what if I put pink blanket on a boy? Does it matter? Is it going to change anything about him in his life? No. But we associate pink girl, blue boy. But, you know, I always think of green, yellow and purple as neutral. But I guess lilac may be a bit more feminine, you know, the darker purple, not so much. Oh, it's a blanket. But people will think girl. I don't know, would they? When Michael was a baby, even though he was dressed from head to foot in blue and sat there with obvious boys' clothes on, people used to look at him in his stroller and go, isn't she gorgeous? And I said, it's a boy. Are you sure? I'm positive. You know, what do you mean sure? I'm sure people used to think I'd go around dressing him as a boy when he was a girl, and because I didn't want a girl or something. But so many people just say she's gorgeous. It's a boy. He did have a very pretty face, but still, he was dressed in the boys, head to foot in boys stuff, and she's gorgeous, isn't she? It's like it's a boy. But are you sure? Was one of them like? Well, last time I checked, when I changed his nappy, yes. Julie, just thinking of me. Send me an email later. That's cool. I was just talking about you earlier because Kerry, the Yarny Elephant, made me a doily, and it reminded me of your mandalas that you sent me, and I still have those in the window of the Yarn van. But yeah, I was only talking about you, saying I hadn't seen you for a while. I'll have to message you. And there you are. Isn't that cool? It is cool. So yeah, how are you? Some people are just airheads. They are airheads, some people. But yeah, I mean, are you sure? What a question. No, I wasn't sure. Can you show me how I'll find out? It is lovely, isn't it? Kerry, I think Kerry's gone now. But look at the edging. Isn't that lovely? It's very nice. Very pretty. And that arrived today. Little doily. So nice. Had a baby Afghan. That was the light baby variegated colour with white border. We used that Afghan until he holds together. I had when Tyler was born, I made him a blanket that was blue and purple, and it was willow squares. And the reason I gave it to him was because I was making that tutorial at the time, and I made all these blue and mauve squares, and he dragged that blanket around everywhere, and the size of the holes got really hench. And one time Gemma gave it to me to see if I could fix it, and I looked and I thought, I have no idea how to fix this. She went, oh, it doesn't matter, he loves it anyway. But he used to put his hands through it and his fingers through it and everything, and I think it was where it just got put in the washing machine so many times without going in a washing bag or being on a gentle wash. It just got, wrecked. But yeah, that was, and see, he had that and it was blue and mauve. So I've always thought that mauve's neutral to me. You've been watching me daily, just quiet for a change. Oh, bless your heart. Unlike me, never quiet. So I'm gonna talk for a little while longer, then I've got to get off, because that will give me roughly about 30-ish minutes then to get dinner going for Gary when he gets in. Not that it'll take me long to cook it, but it's a bit weird at the minute because I'm low carbing and he's not. And that is a bit of a mission. But we're not buying anything like potatoes. And so when it comes to dinner, and if we have something that he's going to have noodles or something like that, and then there's very little for me, or if I've said, right, okay, we've got this meat now, and then he'll have very little with it. So we've got half a rack of ribs. Now he's got barbecue and I've got plain stir fry, or he'd like that. So I've got plain and he's got barbecue ribs. And then as well as those, we have some lamb steaks. So that's going to be kind of the meat content. I'm going to have a bit of vegetables with mine. Gary's going to have probably noodles. Is it because you've joined? No, I've been chatting for over an hour. I'm going to stay for a little while. Not going yet, but I will be soon, because I've got to get ready for Gary, and I've been yakking for quite a long time. But anyway, jacket potatoes and lamb steaks. See, I love that. I love jacket potatoes. One of my favourite things. But I'm really trying to lose a few pounds before we go on holiday. And with all these things that keep happening, it just keeps getting ruined, I guess you could say. So first off, it was the funeral. And then it was the day out. And then we just got started on it, and there was something else. And I was like, oh, it's like the old me would have just said, no, I'm not coming off it for anything. And I would have been, more resolved. But I don't know, I'm so easily led lately. It's horrible. I hate that about me. Yeah, I'm kind of getting easily led. It's just so annoying. But I do need to lose some. Hi, Judith. Welcome. Don't forget the thummy. I keep saying they are free. Now I've thought of Sam. Have you seen her lately on YouTube? I haven't seen her. Thanks to Gary for his jokes. You've been passing them to your dad, and he's telling everyone he talks to. Bless. Yeah, I've got them written down. He said he gave me a couple of sides of A4 paper. We're halfway through them, I think. He's got to sit down and write some more down. But yeah, he often comes up with a joke for me. And usually they're a grown-up. Occasionally they're rude, so I can't really tell you them ones, but we shall see. she's taking a break. Is she? Oh no, egg sandwiches. I do love an egg on toast. Do miss that. Egg sarnies with tomato sauce and egg on toast. See, this is why I became this shape in the first place. And I've given up gluten. So, you know, it should be dropping off me, really, because I don't eat any more cake. Don't eat any more donut. I did eat cake a little while ago, though. I had some very naughty cakes. But I'm not going to do it again because I didn't enjoy them. No, break's over. She's back. Oh, okay. So what, did she just need a little break from YouTube? Sam is back, if you're talking about Mantha. Yeah. Yeah. I knew she was having one. Your dad roars with laughter. Your jokes are too. You'll have to tell me your jokes. I'll pass them on to Gary. Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer, good to see you. I should have looked on here because I thought, is it Jennifer? Yes, it is. It's just very dark on there, so I couldn't see it. But yeah, good to see you. Don't forget to thummy if you haven't already, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Yeah, so I used to see her pop up all the time, and it's weird how what is that? It sort of comes up with the Sea Rockers Sunflower. I don't know what that is. Is that your signature or something? I don't know. That is so good. Oh, better start thinking about another square. I thought this would be easier. It's like, you know, you get to a stage when you think, hang on, I've done them all. I've got to really start thinking about a different one. So what can I do now? It's really kind of, I don't want to just rehash stuff, you know. I want things to be different. Are my emojis for members? They're not coming up as emojis. Ah, that's what it is. Oh, look. Wait, yeah. I can see it here now. But it doesn't come up on there, you see. It just comes up as a lot of writing. I get you now. I can see it. If I look on there, I can see it. Look on there. It just looks like lots of words. Cool. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Anyway, I'm going to get off, actually, guys, because I've been talking the hind leg off a donkey. And it's about time I went and sorted out food. And I was supposed to put something in the slow cooker, and I forgot. She just what? They just come up. Oh, okay. Rightio. All right, then. Thank you for watching, everyone. And hopefully I'll see you again soon. I don't get to do them that often. Been too busy, but now hopefully things are going to calm down and get back to normal. But one thing I might do, at the weekend, I might do an evening live. And I don't normally, I used to, but Gary might be staying at Charlotte's house or being there really late. It's quite a scary place, this. Everything makes noises. So I'm not sure if it's going to work out or even if he will change his mind and be here or what. But if I find myself all alone, I might just do it. So keep a watch and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now, guys. Take care.